Hello, and welcome back for Chapter 2. You're now listening to a Minecraft podcast. It's me. It's like a radio show, but for your ears. And today we bring you an original Shadow over Bridgewood story. All the stuff you love about Minecraft, all the mystery, adventure, and just a dash of the unknown. Our story begins where our last left off. We hope you've been paying attention, because if you haven't, you might miss some of the clues that Evan needs to solve this mystery. So let's dive right in. Shadows over Blockridge. Chapter 2. The Hollow Crater. Days passed since the sky fell. The once silent nights were now filled with groans, scraping bones and whispers from the dark. Blockridge had become a memory. Ash covered the wheat fields. Villagers had vanished or worse. And Evan, the builder turned witness, was ready to learn the truth. Each night they huddled near fading campfires. Cobbles, his loyal wolf, never left his side. They had no weapons strong enough, no answers, only a question that burned brighter than the fires. What caused this? Evan stared at the distant crater, still glowing red through the smoky air. On the seventh night, Evan couldn't wait any longer. He took an iron sword, 3 torches, and cobbles. And with the moon behind him, he walked into the smoke. They passed through the ruins of Blockridge. Charred fences, burned wool, a single bell lying on the ground. The village didn't fall in one night. It was swallowed by something. As they neared the crater, Evan felt a growing dread. It wasn't just a hole, it was a doorway. A giant gaping doorway into the earth, still warm and glowing with an eerie red light. Evan hesitated, then tossed a torch in and disappeared into black. Taking a deep breath, Evan climbed down block by block, deeper and deeper. The tunnel yawned around him, the red glow fading to reveal netherrack veins snaking through the walls. Strange symbols were etched into the stone, glowing faintly. This wasn't natural. This was built. But who built it, and why? Then Evan heard it. Clicking bones. His torch bobbed as he came upon a skeleton wearing rusted chainmail. Its eye socket glowed an unnatural green. More skeletons he'd never seen before, their hollow sockets seeming to peer into his own, but they weren't alone. In the flickering light, Evan saw something else, something he couldn't quite make out. At first, it looked like a withered old man, then a twisted humanoid, tall and thin. It moved with an unnatural grace, holding a staff that pulsed with an eerie violet light. Its head was bent so Evan couldn't see its face, but he could hear its raspy whisper, a language older than the world. The skeletons seemed to sense him. One raised its arm, pointing a bony finger directly at Evan. The robed figure raised its head, and Evan froze. They weren't just undead, they were being controlled. With a start, Evan realized there were more. Dozens of figures stirred within the cavern. Then, from the corner of his eye, he saw something move behind a nearby pillar. Heart pounding, Evan ducked behind a nearby column. Peeking around it, he watched in horror as more figures rose from cracked stone coffins. They shambled forward, drawn to the sound of his own breathing. The robed figure swept its staff in an arc, and more skeletons poured from the ground. Glancing desperately around, Evan spotted a weathered tablet on the wall, half covered in soot. As he wiped the grime away, he saw that it was inscribed with strange symbols. Half of it was written in the enchanting table glyphs he'd studied countless times. Half was written in runes his grandfather had taught him years ago, runes of power, protection, and binding. They came from another world. A forgotten world banished beneath the surface, long before the first block was placed. The meteors weren't an attack. They were a signal, a key. Something, or someone beneath this world, was waking up. Evan backed away, scrambling for the ladder. But the robed figure raised its hand. The stone beneath them trembled. Deep growl echoed through the cavern. Evan froze, caught between the hungry dead and something far worse. The creature's voice boomed again, and this time Evan understood the words. Though ancient, they burned in his mind with a chilling clarity. The builder who once shaped the land is now racing to save it. Evan and Cobbles burst back into camp. The other survivors stare in shock as Evan drops his sketches and the message. There isn't much time. The world above was burning, but the world below was rising. Evan had one night to prepare. Will they be able to stop whatever is stirring beneath the surface, or will the world be consumed by shadow? Find out next time on Shadows over Blockridge. This has been a Dead Man Trav production. brought to you by a podcast and a team of super talented writers, directors, editors, and musicians. Our leader, of course, is the incredibly talented Dead Man Trav. You can find him everywhere online. If you enjoy this story, please leave us a like and a comment down below. We'll see you next time.